Welcome to Stuck Time to Improv. I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff, and I want startups to be wildly successful. One of the things that startups run into when they're just getting started is credit, because until your business has credit, it's all on you. And our special guest today is William Jordan from Justine Petersen, and we're going to talk about credit. Thanks for coming, William.
Thanks for having me, Mary. I'm excited.
This is so important, and it's not as overwhelming as it could be, right?
Amen.
So let's talk about what's the biggest misunderstandings new businesses have about credit.
Well, a lot of new businesses really believe that because they started an LLC, that they automatically are going to have their own credit in their business's name, and that is just not going to automatically happen. There's a lot of things that you have to do affirmatively to establish business credit. So until you do that, your credit's going to be what your credit score is, and so that your credit is who you are until you establish business credit. And so a lot of people think, well, I'm going to get a business because I got horrible credit and I'm going to start at a higher level. That's not going to be automatic, right? That's never going to be automatic. There's things that you have to do, and there's a pathway that you have to walk on to establish your own business credit. And then you begin to establish lines of credit and paying those bills, and you slowly build your credit. And it's not the same type of credit as personal credit. So that's one of the myths that are out there, that you can start a business and automatically have business credit. Not necessarily so.
Okay, so what
Yeah.
are the first two or three things that people need to do to start building business credit?
Okay, so the first thing that they're going to do is, after they have established their own LLC and gotten their either an LLC or they have a nonprofit, and they've gone for 501c3 status with the federal government, and they've got a tax exempt as a nonprofit with the state of Missouri and the federal government. Then you're going to open, say, an account, a credit card in the name of the LLC or the nonprofit. And in that, with that account, as you start to pay those bills, you start to build business credit. And where you start with that business credit is a combination of both the business's status as you are paying and your own personal credit. Because anytime you open up an account, they're going to for business. If you notice on a business credit card, it usually has someone's name and then the business's name, and that's on purpose because most of the time you have a credit account that is a combination of both your own personal credit and the business's credit. And as you continue to pay on time, which is the biggest builder of credit for business. So with the personal credit, you have a FICO score, and it is based upon several factors: paying on time, the length of the account, how long it's been open, how many inquiries you've had, and all that. But your business credit is not going to be the same. Your business credit is primarily based upon you paying the accounts on time payments, builds business credit. It's a slow but steady process, but you have to just pay on time once you have an account. And the number of accounts you have, different credit companies may give you better credit for having more accounts that you're paying on time. But the number one builder of business credit is paying on time.
On time. And it's very important that your business account, your bank account or your credit card account is in a different institution from where your personal finances are. It's very
Absolutely.
important to keep them separate. And that number that you need once you've established your business, you need an EIN number, an employee identification number. It's called
Yes.
EIN. And that's the number you use to open these accounts, not your social security number. You use the
Correct.
EIN number so that credit and information applies to the business first and you second.
Yes. Absolutely, Mary. Absolutely.
So
And that's the
sometimes
key.
people have real trouble with their personal credit. Are there things they can do? Are there people that can help them with that? How
Yes.
does that work?
And first of all, let me tell you, that you shouldn't really be paying for someone to help you build up your personal credit because there's so many services, so many companies. Justine Petersen is one of them that you can come to Justine Petersen and we have several programs that you can do. For example, if you have no credit, some people just have never established credit. And in that case, getting a small loan and having a credit builder loan where you pay it off and we report that to the credit bureau on a monthly basis is a way to establish credit. And when you don't have credit, that's a great way to establish credit because those payments will become the basis of your credit. And you can quickly go from no credit to, say, a 650 credit score because you don't have credit. Now, if you've already got bad credit, that's going to be a combination of several factors that you have to slowly work away from. And the biggest factor is not paying on time. Again, just like with your business credit. And then the length of the account, and then the diversity of the account. Some of them are revolving credit, like a credit card. Some of them are like a Macy's card, right? It could be a personal loan or a car loan or a home loan. But depending on what the history of those accounts are, how long they are, each one of them has a different effect on your credit if you've gone for more than 30 days without paying on it. And so that's what a credit counselor at Justine Petersen is going to sit down with you. And they're first going to ask, what do you want to do with good credit? What are you trying to do? Are you trying to buy a house? Are you trying to buy a car? Are you trying to get rid of some bad debt that you have? What's the best way to attack the issue based upon what your goals are? And so it's really a one-on-one personal type of a walk, but you shouldn't really be trying to pay anyone to do that until you have exhausted any of the free services, such as the ones that they have at Justine Petersen.
And Justine Petersen gets their funding from the Small Business Administration. So this is part of your government working for you. This is your tax dollars working for you here. So
Absolutely.
when William says you shouldn't have to pay for credit assistance, credit repair, that's what you look for. And if you can't find somebody in your neighborhood, call your congressman and say, who helps with credit repair in my neighborhood? It's up to them to service you.
Yes, that's exactly right, Mary. That's exactly right, because that is what we've gotten the money for. And we are here to make an impact on the community by helping people to get out of these by not going into debt doing it, right?
Exactly. So it's pay on time. Most important. Even if you pay less than the minimum required, you still, the on time is going to make a big difference in whether or not your credit gets improved.
Absolutely.
Especially if you're starting a new business, talk to a credit counselor. Thank you so much for coming, William Jordan. And we'll put contact information in the comments so people can get a hold of you for any additional information. And
Thank you so much.
I'm Mary Scott with Business Riff. I want startups to be wildly successful. And one of the best things you can do to accomplish that is book a call with me at businessriff.com. And join us again next time for Stuck, Time to Improv.